Hey friends, hope you're well. So right now it is November 3, 11/21, and as many of you are probably aware, it's election day. And by the time this drops, it'll probably be after, though, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. But as I've just been reflecting on this time, this day, I think there's a twinge of feeling of uncertainty. I'm not necessarily scared, but yet I'm wondering, what's going to happen? And you're in when I'm feeling uncertain and nervous or anxious, I'm reminded of one of my favorite passages, and that is, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, He will direct your paths. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Many of you probably know, I served as a lifeguard. In fact, actually became an instructor. And my career as a lifeguard, fortunately enough, I only had to jump in and rescue a handful of people. I tried to do everything I could to mitigate that circumstance. And when I did have to jump in, fortunately enough, they didn't fight me. They were too scared. They just kind of, let me drag them to the side. But, going through training and then eventually teaching, we taught that when you jumped in and you reached the person, hopefully they weren't combative, because they could be. And as the first sermon I reiterated at the church, there was this kid who was literally climbing on top of his friend and pushing him down because he couldn't breathe. So we would always approach the person who would be in distress and let them try to calm down. And when we were able to scoop them up, with their arms, as we headed back to the side, we were taught to help calm them down, reassure them. You have them, you have the tube, and you've got them scooped. All they have to do is just, let them be dragged. But we'd also encourage them as well, if they could, to kick to help get to the side faster. Sometimes I feel like many people, and even myself sometimes, I feel like I'm that person who's been in distress. And one of the things that we can do is, first off, we're anxious to breathe, and breath actually is so important to our health. It's important that we breathe, not just breathe, but breathe properly. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling uncertain, I want to encourage you right now just to stop, pause, take a deep breath. It's amazing how you can feel that much better. And much like the lifeguard and person who's in distress, may you heed the words of Jesus, there's many passages in Scripture where stories of prayer and instruction, things that we can learn and apply to our lives and deal with our uncertainty, help us to grow our faith. May the words that are in the Scriptures bring comfort and strength, and as well as you walk with God, to move forward, and that God will lead us and guide us regardless of what happens. May we be the faithful people God has called us to be, to love one another, to care for one another, to love God with everything, to be people of integrity, to be humble, and to love. And regardless of what the outcome is going to be, may we hold to Jesus' teachings, and that we can be an example for others. I hope and pray that you are well, and praying for you all, and look forward to worshiping with you this Sabbath. God bless.